Faith.
Yes, we got it.
For your actions, you are hereby disqualified from Big Brother's house.
No doubt, Faith could have been the winner of the Big Brother Naija season 10/10, where they expected housemates to give them Gbasgbos 10/10, but of course with sense. He had the charisma, he had the fan base, he had the gameplay, but let's be honest, his journey ended the moment he crossed the line into physical assault. Now, I want to break down exactly why his biggest decision to disqualify Faith was not only justified but necessary. And if you think say wetin I dey talk not correct, then if you stay with me, because the fact no fit lie as I dey see the matter, na so I will talk am. So number one be say Big Brother has golden rule, and this one golden rule is no violence, no physical aggression, no exceptions. This isn't fine print. It's in Article 18 of the rule book. The moment Faith dragged that bucket in a way that injured Sultana, it wasn't just an argument anymore. It became a case of violence without consequences, which would mean that, Faith is bigger than the Big Brother, and so that was why there was consequences. Big Brother had no choice but to enforce the law of the house. Number two reason why the guy needed to be evicted is the fact that Big Brother needed to protect the safety of the house. Now, if you look at very well, let's not sugarcoat it. Sultana fell and she got injured. That's a physical injury in a show that depends on safety, because people are sending their children there or their family members because they know they will be safe. Imagine if Biggie ignored it. What message would that send to people? People begin to talk, say it's like that place and anything they happen there. Now place will be say people they go bully people they fight
this
people,
one is for the first
and
this one is
also some things. Let people begin to talk about Big Brother.
That's why.
Those housemates can use force and get away with it. BBNaija, is watched by millions, including young fans. Allowing Faith to stay after hurting somebody that way would make Big Brother look irresponsible. Safety comes first, and as a result of that, entertainment should come second. So this is why I think that Big Brother was justified in sending Faith home, because Faith self don dey over dey do. If we wan check am, look at all his altercations with different people, and it had now made it look like Big Brother was taking the side of Faith, because Faith was able to avoid the technicalities of those rules that can make them a victim. But this time now, he was the one that assaulted. He was the one that was preventing the girl from walking. If the girl sees the bucket, let her go with the bucket. That was what Big Brother asked him. But the deadline is the following day. So why the fight? While they always wanted to show that, yes, they gree, they carry last, and be from worry. The third reason why we say if they justified, say they pursue this guy come up for here, we say if they consistent with the past seasons. If they not pursue this guy, now see they need to come apologize to people like Thatcher, to people like Lee Bruley, to people like even the other girl that had fights. Even this girl too that poured out on somebody's bed. She was the head of house and they removed her, Erica. Can you remember that? So it has to be consistent. And don't forget, this isn't the first time. Thatcher was disqualified in 2019 for pulling Mercy's head. Just imagine, just that small one. Beauty in 2022 disqualified for assault and property destruction. Kemenuko, they disqualified that guy because he couldn't touch person pekus. Now don't forget, Erica, like I already said, disqualified after repeated rule breaking. The list goes on. Faith's case fits the exact same pattern. If Biggie leave that guy, he no can go forgive him just because say he get favorite, he be favorite and he gets strong fan base, then the entire credibility of the show would have collapsed. And so Biggie would prefer for the show to collapse as a result of removing that boy and people boycott the show than to allow people continue to embrace the show, and the show will lose credibility and then collapse subsequently. And then the fourth reason why I feel say that guy removing him is justified is the fact that he had failure to control his emotions. I just wrote that on my WhatsApp status the moment he was disqualified. Faith had the choice: walk away from the argument or escalate it. Sadly, he chose escalation, and that was why Biggie asked him, why, what were the other members of the group doing? He said they were just looking, and then later he said they were trying to, diffuse and all of that. That was what they expected him to do. Sultana said she couldn't even work with Faith again, but instead of calming down, he doubled down. He won't throw saying be man. And you see the same thing. That was when this same thing happened when this guy, Smart, is it Smart they call that guy? Bright rather. He tapped him on the chest because he was holding onto cigarette, and Bright got 2 strikes. So imagine if when Bright tapped him in the chest, him fall inside that swimming pool water. Bright for they disqualified. Mo could not deny. Mo not deceive ourselves. But this one and a woman, you twist the thing like saying wrestling, you fight with somebody, then the girl fall, and they need to say no. If you don't quick apologize to the girl, and maybe the fact that he didn't go on all out, maybe that one for make them pity him, but he not listen. So it's just so unfortunate, and instead of him to be calming down, he doubled down. That shows lack of emotional control. And in Big Brother, where pressure is part of the game, self-control is a basic requirement. If you can't handle conflict without violence, you don't belong to that house. That is just the truth. Otherwise, people will begin to knock bottle for people's head. Just check Emisi now. At the beginning, Emisi was threatening that she will stab you, ma go and go, ma shaking me, ma break bottle on your head, but she never physically touched anybody. If Emisi had even just what she was holding to those weapons tap somebody, trust me, she would have been disqualified. And people may want to go back to Zita and I think was it Thelma in the kitchen where one was holding fork and all of that, and then she was trying to do something. The fork, that was not an assault. It was just like they were arguing and fork was in one person's hand and it was going towards the other person. And again, if you remember, Faith has been having different altercations with people, and this is just the end of the show. If this had happened like during the first, second, third, fourth week, I'm sure Biggie would have just given him maybe 2 strikes. But this is like the final week. You've gotten to this far. You should not come and be a bad ambassador. Then number 5 reason where we say he did justify where they take pursue the guy, be say popularity no excuse say make you come they get bad behavior. We could just face the truth. Popularity doesn't excuse misconduct. Yes, Faith was popular. Yes, he could have made the top 5, maybe even won it all, which I believe it was either between him and Emisi, and then another strong contender would have been Dede. And I'm sure now all Faith fans will go for Dede because Dede was sympathetic towards Faith and they were very cool. Unlike Emisi will be seen as Jaguda Shibi. Yes, he could have made he could have been the winner of the show. But Big Brother is bigger than any one housemate. The rules don't bend because of fans' favorite, charisma, or potential. In fact, disciplining a fan favorite like Faith proves that no one is untouchable because Faith was already beginning to act untouchable. It strengthens the show's integrity instead of making it look like a circus where stars get away with anything. And now I will conclude this thing, and now I want you people to actually look at it very well if I have not been on track in my line of defense of Big Brother's decision to remove Faith from the show. So in my conclusion now will be say, let's look at the truth very well. Faith's disqualification was painful but fair. It pained me, but I look and say, well, it's still there okay, at least just for the purpose of posterity, for the purpose of integrity, for the future's sake. We could look at that way. It was consistent, it was necessary, it was the only decision Big Brother could make to protect the safety of housemates and the integrity of the show. If you still think he was robbed, then something did wrong with you. Just remember that one. The rules don't bend for anyone. Faith lost not because of bias, but because he broke the code that every housemate signs up for. He signed this thing when he entered that place now. The moment he began the break him, he was up for it. If we support Faith and we say that Big Brother is wrong in this, then it means that we are the ones encouraging the bad kind of society we have today in Nigeria, because politicians get away with everything. Look at what Wike is doing in Rivers now. Wike ought to have been sacked as a minister, and now people are justifying things for what? Now, what do you think? Was Biggie too harsh, or was this the only way to keep the show safe? Now, drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more fearless analysis from Kojex Media. Until next time, remember, in Big Brother, actions always have consequences. Signing out. Peace. And I remain your boy Ernest Omozokwe Adebayo Okoje.
Faith,
Yes, my brother.
for your actions, you are hereby disqualified from Big Brother's house.